Hello, welcome again to another Language and Linguistics in Virtual Worlds. We are once again going to venture into Skyrim. We'll have a look at some of the same things we did last time, like keep an eye out for some of the same patterns of naming and so on. But we're going to explore a bit of Bleak Falls, Barrow, and see if we can get our way to Whiterun. This is where we ended last time. This lady sitting at the table was the object of the affections of those two fools who forged letters from each other. So, when we walked in here, they were in the middle of an argument, if you remember. Yeah, people commenting on how... Well, yes, Georgia. Yes, poor woman. She deserves better. Well, thankfully, we exposed both of these idiots as the letter forging morons that they are. So hopefully, she'll end up with someone better than either of them. Missed the start, Swoopsy. No, you've missed the blabbing on at the start. You haven't really missed much. This is where we left it last time. We sort of quit just after we walked into them sort of having an argument. So, all right, let's talk to this dude first of all.
The Riverwood Trader is everything you need in a general store.
He was gonna say, I don't know what you overheard before I interrupted him and made him. I see random emotes.
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament. Solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
So we've got a dragon's claw again, which is interesting, considering people don't think dragons are real so far, except the old woman who saw one fly overhead. Anyway, I'll not leave him hanging too long. We can talk about what he's saying after I've gone through this conversation. I could help you get the claw back.
You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls, Barrow, northwest of town.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town.
All right. So she's gonna lead us to the edge of town. You can tell we're still in a starting area. We're being very gently led to where quests are. Yeah, Bubble of Joy saying, I like the expression by the 8. What do we think that means? I mean, some of you will know exactly what that means, but what impression does that expression, by the 8, give you? 8 was spelt with a capital as well, yes, yeah, good observation. That makes it seem more significant. I think I've managed to get things set up this time so I can kind of keep an eye on the chat a bit more easily. 8, like time, unless it's to do with like a group. A Bubble of Joy knows the answer. Okay, so a group, what kind of group? If someone says, he's sort of going, I mean, he's sort of saying, oh, curse it, fine. So what do we think by the 8 might mean? He got suspicious because I went upstairs. Interesting suggestion. Chibi Rocco saying, is it to do with those rocks we saw at the start last time? So we saw all those standing stones, so we were at the Guardian Stones where there's 3 together. There's more than 8 of those, but again, good suggestion. Does someone want to fill us in the correct answer? Like witches or some sort of powerful deity group? Yes, okay, we're getting closer to the answer. Yes, Chibi Rocco. Does someone want to jump in with what the correct answer is with the by the 8?
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though. The mountain just over the buildings.
So again, there we had similar...
Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else.
Okay, so again, we're getting her filling in bits of information. Georgia saying the what? So the 8 divines, which doesn't look spelt right. But yes, yeah, there's 8 gods, demigods, sort of, which is an important point. We'll come up to 8, 9, 8. Bit of a disagreement at the moment in this setting. It's a religion, yeah. So yeah, divines. Thank you. Good. Correct spelling on the internet is very important. Yes, Bubbler Joy saying there are technically 9, but they say 8, maybe plus 1. Yeah, so there's a bit of a disagreement going on at the moment that one of the 9, one of the factions thinks one of the 9 was only human and therefore can't ever be classed as one of the divines. So there's a bit of a religious conflict. Well, there is fighting over it as well, isn't there? So yeah, there's a conflict going on over this. Bubbler choicing, you're dyslexic but pedantic about spelling. Well, Smooth Pebble, the irony of us being English students. Don't worry, there's plenty of things that I misspell every time and go, hang on. Nope, it's, yeah. Maybe one of them was cast out and disgraced 8 plus 1. Sort of. So for one of the factions, yes, they have, they've sort of, maybe we'll get into that at a later point, but yes, yeah. Anyway, similar to last time when we saw the woman pointing over the towards the Barrow, now we've been given a quest that will lead us to the Barrow, and Camilla there pointed, even from where we were standing, we could see the mountain over the top of the building here, and can we just make out parts of the Barrow? The Barrow's right up there, which is where we shall head in a minute. Anyway, so the quest we've been given is to get a claw back, a golden dragon claw that was stolen by bandits who, for some reason,
I wonder why they only stole Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the claw about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. He's a tricky one. Okay,
what do we think of what she's saying now? So earlier she said the bandits made their home up in this this barrow, so this burial, huge burial structure, which we'll see soon. Double audio? How did you get double audio? Oh no. Oh right. Oh okay. I see. I thought you meant you were getting some double audio coming through. Yeah. Is this where there's a bunch of bird audio in the trees or something like that? Anyway. Okay. So why do we think? What do we think of her comments here so far? So she's mentioned bandits make their home up, make their nest. I was going to say their hideout up in this old burial crypt thing. She mentioned that the guy who runs the store has this claw. It's the only thing the bandits stole, even though it's a store. It's got plenty of valuable things in there. ASMR vibes. Chibi Rocco, so the bandits are maybe looking for something specific, some foreshadowing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so some sort of foreshadowing. There's something mysterious there. So we've got, they came to somewhere where there's loads of valuable things and they just took this one thing. That's very, very specific. She also said it's a weird place. Well, you know, even we can kind of guess it's a bit of a weird place to make your hideout in a burial crypt thing. Smooth Pebble saying it's suspicious because there was a dragon sighting lately. Yeah, so a dragon attacked when we were about to get executed, which saved us. And now there's a really specific item being stolen, which is a dragon claw. Chibi Rocco thinks so. Bandits plus dragon claw have to fight for a dragon. Are you? What do you mean? Do you mean that you need that in order to fight a dragon?
This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Falls Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child.
Okay, good. So judgy comments from her about her worrying brother. Okay, so all right, we're gonna head up there. Actually, let me just this is just so I can get around quickly. So Riverwood is just where we came from. Helgen is where we didn't see, but that's where the game starts. And I was attacked. Well, I wasn't attacked by a dragon. A dragon attacked and I escaped. Whiterun, that is where we'll probably try and get to later on. These are some of the other main cities: Riften, Markarth, Solitude, Windhelm. Ivarstead is a smaller one. Oh, interesting. Chibi Rocco saying, gonna have to fight the bandits to make them leave the dragon alone. If the dragon claw is worth a lot, they might want glory and money. Yeah, so, okay, some interesting suggestions here. Okay, let me get my bearings first. Okay, yeah, that leads to Whiterun, so this is where we're heading. Like edgy version of How to Train Your Dragon. Sorry. Right. So, yeah, but as you're saying, we've got some sort of connection going on with it's a dragon claw. This seems all very dragon themed. A dragon attacked. Dragons do not seem friendly at all, so it doesn't seem likely we're going to want to free a dragon, at least at this stage. Yeah. Bubble of Joy also thinking about how to train your dragon. Okay, where's the path? I'm going to ignore that place over there. I missed the path. Ignore.
Tiny smear, you won't leave here alive.
If I run really quick, I will. Okay, so this is Bleak Falls Barrow.
Ah, I think you're bleeding.
Okay. If people won't leave me alone, then I'm left with no choice. All right. I'm gonna head up here into the Barrow. So this is where apparently some bandits have made their home. Bleak Falls Barrow. We may as well continue with our analysis of names. So Riverwood last time we thought was a pretty easy answer. Why do we think this is called? Yes, dramatic music. Okay. Warning, more murdering of bandits happening. Why do you think this is called Bleak Falls Barrow? So this is the entrance into the Barrow here. The entrance is just up there. Dramatic music, yes. There's definitely some attention. You've reached an important location. Where's Riverwood? So Riverwood, that we just came from. There's Riverwood. That's where we just came from. That's where we spent the entirety of last time, following people around with forged letters and looking at Stump the dog. Barrow as in wheelbarrow? No. So Barrow is, you can think of it essentially as meaning crypt. So giant burial place. So we'll head inside in a minute. Where it's so ashy, needs some grass. Ashy, well, it's snowy rather than ashy, but certainly it's not very grassy up here. So it is a bit bleak looking. That makes more sense. Wheelbarrow way. Yes. Yeah. There are lots of these barrows all across the land, and you get used to, you know, after seeing a couple of them, you realise, that's what barrow means. It's nothing to do with wheelbarrows. But bleak crypt makes sense, yep. We all did it. Yes, these do look like places ready to be leapt off. I mean, what is the purpose of this if not to see if you can survive the fall? So we got lots of places to leap off here. Bleak crypt makes sense. So where's the falls bit come from? Bleak Falls, Barrow. Certainly Barrow. Barrow's just crypt pretty much. Bleak, the outlook from here is, yeah, there's the trees stop a bit further down. Even from here it's pretty bleak. Yeah, but you know, if you lived in this landscape, it would probably pretty impressive to look at this. Got to get the Assassin's Creed fans in. Yeah. Yeah. So do we think falls is to do with like it's a big fall from here? People can fall off. It's a huge fall from up here. Okay, let's take a quick look inside. So Bleak Falls Temple. So we'll take the dungeon in here is pretty lengthy, so we won't. I'll sort of. I've got a save I can load further in to jump us across, and then we can run away back to Whiterun. So this is us inside of here. Falls because it's quite high up and given the dark content. Yeah, I mean, so the falls could be to do with outside here, but like the likelihood of falling, or it's a bleak fall. If you fall from here, it's not a pleasant fall. I mean, yeah. So the scariness of this dungeon might make you want to make use of the height of the mountain. You want to make that bleak fall. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is pretty cool to look at. I mean, other than like the dead skeevers, these giant rat things are called skeevers. Anyway, so there's a couple of people up here I'm going to sneak up to, and we can listen to their conversation.
That dark elf wants to go on ahead leather. Better than us risking our necks.
What if Arvel doesn't come back? I want my share from that claw.
Just shut it. And keep an eye out for trouble.
Okay, so didn't get much out of that. They referred to someone else as a dark elf. They want their share from that claw. So let's say hello. Yeah, they're not patrolling very well, are they? Are they just staying by their fire? Yeah. So they've obviously let another member of their party wander further on. What is that accent? Yes, some of the accents in this game are interesting. We'll just wait till we get to Whiterun and we can talk to some of the guards. And we can listen to the legendary arrow to the knee comment. Mysterious. Anyway.
Someone there.
Yes, there is. Okay. Let's check in there. Chest. Warn them. Warm them. I thought you said warn them with your fire. Send a warning shot. What do we have in here? Not much. We have chosen violence. They came at me. So, Bleak Falls Barrow mostly looks like this. We won't wander through the whole lot because it'll take forever. How far are we before we get to the dude? Thought we were just going to talk. Most of the bandits you literally just can't talk to. Seem short. And this tall. Yeah, it depends on the scale of things. Some games can make you feel short weirdly from their perspective, but currently I'm crouching to because you can sneak around when you're crouching. So, how tall am I? 185, I think. Suddenly need to know. Okay, so we've got a puzzle here. You can see that there's one falling down. Snake, fish. Let's just quickly get through these so we can talk to the to that dark elf that they were talking about. That's 6 foot. I have no idea what footses are. Oh, we have a book. Thief. I'm not going to read all of this. That's a pleasant opening. If the reader has not yet had the pleasure of reading the first volume in these series on the life of, what's that, S-Alf Errol, Beggar, he should close this book immediately, for I shan't recap. So that's a good way of saying sequel. Go read the first one. Anyway, how quickly can we get to this guy, or shall I just skip forward? All right. Anyway, all right.
Is someone coming? Is that you, Hot Neil? You're Celine. I know I ran ahead with the law, but I need help.
So he just said I know I ran ahead with the claw, but I need help. So it sounds like he was trying to screw over his the people we met back at the start, and has now got himself stuck. Giant spider warning, by the way, if anyone's not a fan of spiders. The people we met, yes, good. Inverted commas met. Good point. Bubble of joy. Back to ourselves. That'll be gone soon. Definitely dead. Okay, now we can talk to this dude who ran off.
You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up. Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
So, a bit more lore on this claw. There's some sort of power hidden behind a door somewhere. There's something about symbols. I'm going to tell him to hand over the claw first before I cut him down.
Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first.
Okay, cut him down. Again, fire.
It's coming loose. I can feel it.
Are we not going to share secrets now?
You fool. Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
So, we're not going to... I'm going to jump ahead to a later save because there's lots of... he ends up dead, I think, pretty quickly, does he? Let's see how well he deals with these zombies.
I knew it.
Down he goes. Alright, so... Oh, he's not quite dead. So, he has a journal and a golden claw. So this is what we've been looking for. So this is the golden dragon claw. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He you know, you can't persuade him to share anything. He doesn't give this. He runs off and tries to leave you trapped by zombies. So this is the claw that was stolen from the shop. This is the only thing that was taken. You can see it's got some symbols on its inside there. I'm gonna jump us ahead. Actually, let me. Yeah, first let's read his diary. Oh, that was journal. Okay, he says, my fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan had no idea what his favorite store decoration was actually. That his favorite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Falls Barrow. So we now find it. Invasion of privacy. Why do you find the claw so funny looking? Well, see what it's when we see what it's for. I suppose it's, you know, it's stylistic. It's not really supposed to be anatomically correct or anything. But we found out that it is now a key to this barrow. It says now I just need to get to the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. The legend says there is a test that the Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away. But that when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. Alright, I'm going to jump us to... because this is quite a long distance of just killing zombies and sneaking through and stuff. Looks like the Scout's Promise symbol. Yeah, it sort of does with the... Yeah, it's 3 little claw things, yeah. Yes, yeah. The puzzles in Skyrim are not exactly particularly difficult. Smooth Pebble saying, I find it cute that he has a diary and writes about the claw, the way a teenage girl might write about her crush. Yes, I mean that is a thing in video games, right? So another particular use of language, right? Of people recording things that they probably wouldn't record in real life, but you need to get the information. You as the player need to get more information than you really would in a real life situation. Chibi Rocco saying, found a key today. Can't wait to tell my new bestie who has fire hands. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the Hall of Stories. You can see all sorts of ancient carvings and stuff on the wall. And this is the door that you can see the claw shape there. This is what the claw is for. The Hall of Stories. Yes, what do we think of that name? We still haven't quite decided what Bleak Falls Barrow is for. Bleak, okay, yeah, it's a crypt. Barrow means crypt. The Falls, we haven't quite decided what that is. Hall of Stories, what a unique name. Well, what do we think of Hall of Stories then? Hey, the good cause has appeared. Good to have you here. Joining us from Canada, you've expanded the reach of our little stream quite a distance. As you can see, we're in Bleak Falls Barrow, which I'm sure you recognise. For any students, meet the good cause. The good cause, meet my students. Are they not a student? The Good Cause is a fabulous Twitch streamer who has done some Golden Sun speedruns and various other cool streams. It does streams to benefit charities and so on. So go and subscribe to his channel. What am I doing? Other than hawking Cause's channel. Okay. So the golden claw we have here. You can see the symbols on this. It's like, what is that? A bear? Is that a butterfly or is it a dragon? I can't tell. It's too small. Bear, flying thing, and owl, I think. So if we turn these. So what was at the top? Bear first. That's a butterfly, right? Not a dragon. Yeah. And owl. And then this gets us into here. And I'll just check that I haven't missed too many things in the chat. Yeah, there's plenty of games that we'll have to get through one day. What did we think of Hall of Stories anyway for the name of this this specific area? So in each barrow, in each crypt that you visit, there's typically one of these Hall of Stories. There's there's plenty of games that maybe don't have loads of dialogue, but might still have languagey things that we can examine. I mean, RPGs are excellent because there's so much of it, but there's definitely other games we can look at. What did we think about Hall of Stories anyway for this? Each hall documents a different story. Yeah, so I think the idea is that these, I can't see most of these very well, so these carvings on the wall are supposed to be depicting various stories, I think is the idea. All right, let's see if I remember. Okay, yeah, good. This is so I wanted to get to, and then we'll run away and go to Whiterun, because Whiterun will have plenty of things for us to see. Okay. Any more thoughts on why it might be called Bleak Falls Barrow? Awfully vibrant here. Yeah, I mean it's pretty. I was going to say it's pretty. It's quite pretty for a crypt. I mean, this is very, nice green mossy rock walls. We've got that, which we'll go and investigate in just a second. We've got water running through. There's a crack in the roof, so we've got natural light coming in and shining very directly onto our quest objective. Such colour, very aesthetic. Good teamwork there, Bubbler Joy and Smooth Pebble. Waterfalls, yeah. I mean, we don't know for sure why it's called Bleak Falls Barrow, but I mean, the waterfalls do look pretty nice, but it's in a kind of bleak overall setting, so the falls could be to do with waterfalls. Waterfalls for Falls Barrow. Possibly, yes, yeah. So, let's wander up here. We have this word wall. So, before I get too close to this and it activates. This... so this here, this is a key element of the game. This is something we're going to have to come back to a few times. The writing on this wall is in a dragon script. Let me just wander up, and you can see by approaching a wall like this, we learn a word of power. Word of power learned force. So we learned this individual word that's carved on the wall here, and this is all dragon script. So right now we know that means force. It's not the English word force. But what do we think of this script on the wall? So I mean, just the writing itself. We, without getting something to translate it, we're not going to know what it means. But what do you think of the actual writing style, the way it's written? Bubbler Joy suggests and says, "Dragon was here." Possibly. What do we think of the actual format of if these are letters or symbols, whatever they are? What do we think of the style of these compared to, real world writing systems that you know of? I do Georgia Fay pointing out that she does English and not hieroglyphics. Yeah. Kind of looks like maths. What do we notice about the shapes of all of these? Like divide symbols and equals? Yeah, true. There's we've got these sort of straight lines and dots and so on. And yeah, claw marks. Good cause jumping in there with yeah, they do look like claw marks. Triangles, claws. Yep. Just lines. Yes, yeah. So we've got straight lines. We've got sort of dots. But yeah, when we look close at those, they really do look like claw marks. If you've seen something leave an actual claw mark, it is usually thick at one end and tails off and becomes thinner. So they do actually look like claw marks. TB Rocco, not very complicated in terms of shapes. Yep. Possible they didn't have any kind of tools to go for curves and intricate markings, kind of marks you'd make in the sand at the beach. Interesting with a stick, yes, says Bubbler Joy. Yeah, lines and dots, very simple. So simplistic, like they don't have the tools, or you don't have the hands to hold a tool. Maybe these are actually, originally written by dragons. So if you've got a claw, you can maybe carve a tiny little a dot with the end of a claw, and you can scratch lines. So we've got straight lines, and we've got stabby, pointy claw marks potentially. So this is indeed dragon script, probably carved by humans, given that a dragon is unlikely to get its way in here. But the script itself, perhaps originating from dragons. Yeah. Bubbler Joy saying, do you think baby dragons learn to write? That is an adorable idea. And yeah, something that someone needs to go and explore Skyrim and figure out whatever lore they can and write about dragon child language acquisition. How dragons learn to speak and how they learn to write in the little scratchy script that they've got here. Smooth Pebble pointing out, can't imagine the sound that it'd make. Yes, scratching these into stone is probably not quite the same as like a gentle chiseling. Mama Dragon trying to teach a little baby to read and write in dragon. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sure there's... Oh dear. Oh no. Another dude we're going to have to take care of. So, he just shouted at us using some of the words that we just read off the... was he just waiting there? Oh, here's a corpse that animated when we... I think triggered by us learning this word off the word wall here. He got mad that you woke him up. Yeah, yeah. Would you please stop having a linguistics class while I'm trying to sleep? Yeah. So he doesn't have... he does have something interesting. He has a dragon stone. What can we see on there? when your mum wakes you 10 minutes before your alarm. Or when your alarm wakes you 10 minutes before class. Is that meant to be a dragon? Yeah, that face at the bottom, maybe a bit of a stylized kind of dragon look. And on the back here, we've got more dragon language. So this, see that same script that is on the wall behind us. And here, it's a bit hard to see, but if you can just about tell, you can see the sort of stylized, I was going to point at the screen, but of course you can't see that. There's you can see the sort of the marks of mountains and stuff like that. So this is a map, and we've got little crosses on it. I'm not entirely sure what they are. Is that meant to be a dragon? Yeah, so this drawing at the bottom. Okay, let me just steal that. You can see the same symbol up there, so it's a lot bigger there, and you can tell a bit more easily that that's supposed to be a dragon. Looked like Japanese for a sec. Yeah, so I suppose at a quick glance, well, actually in katakana, so the syllabic writing system that Japanese has for representing foreign words. So when they borrow a word from English into Japanese, there are actually several symbols that do look like this. Not all of them, but there are a few that actually look like that dot and line. So su and no and a few actually look like that, and shi and tsu and stuff. Anyway, let's take some things. We might want to buy stuff later. Ooh. Equip. Staff of Zombies. That sounds dramatic. Oh, thank you, Bubbler Joy, putting some of the Japanese script in the chat for us. That's cool. Glad it displays nicely. Alright, so there are lots of these word walls around Skyrim. I'm not sure if there's anywhere that actually like gives you like a way to translate this. What we do have, of course, and not in items, is shouts. So this, which I can't learn yet because reasons, we'll get to that. We can see on the screen, so the word that I learned off this wall is force, and you can see the script above it. The script isn't representing the English word force. Tamagotchi. People remembering their poor abandoned Tamagotchis. Anyway, once we learn this word and are able to actually use it and shout using it, we learn that is the word fus, F-U-S, from Fusroda, which even those of you who haven't played the game may well recognize that. So then we can there's a lever. Then we can start figuring out what some of the symbols mean. So that let me go back to that again. So we can see that once we learn that this is pronounced fus, F-U-S, then we can see that is 3 characters. The first 3 lines, the line dot line is f. Then the middle one, those middle 3 lines are u, the letter U. Last one is S. Anyway, so hopefully this is close to the end. I don't want to hang around too long. We're already nearly an hour in. We should get our way to Whiterun. Yeah, we've got an exit here. Alright. What things did we want to keep an eye on in towns? This has got us round the other side of the mountain. What's going to be my quickest way to get to Whiterun? So we've come out the side of the mountain here. Want to head over to Whiterun. I'll probably travel. Missed it. Oh, Black Sticks, hello. Yes, you've missed quite a chunk. We've been through Bleak Falls, Barrow mostly. Actually, I'll wait here till it's morning. Where are we at? Yeah. nearly an hour. We shouldn't go too much longer, I suppose. Jump. Are you telling me to jump off the mountainside again? Where's the... This is the Riverwood Trader, right? We can return this Dragon Claw to the guy. And then we can head to Whiterun. I think we'll get our way to Whiterun and then look around a little bit, but not too
Riverwood
long.
Trader is everything you need in a general store. My sister Camilla or I will be happy to help you.
Didn't we go through this?
An ornament. Solid gold. You found it. There it is. Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh?
I don't know if
I'm
that
gonna
ever
put this
comes into
back where
play.
it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
Well, he seems very grateful for his
It means so
claw.
much to us to have the claw back where it belongs. Thank you.
So they're both really chuffed with having this claw back. So that's our good deed for today. Steal it. Not in broad daylight. Do the basket strategy. Yeah. Anyway, right. I'm going to run to Whiterun. You might be interested to know, actually, while we are on the way to Whiterun, that this river, that Riverwood is next to, that we chatted about last time, Bleak Falls, Barrow are way up there. This river is called the White River, which may or may not have some relation to why Whiterun is called that. Yeah, I mean, Smooth Pebble, yes. Camilla did say that her brother, is her brother, isn't it? Found that somewhere, but he found it quite a long time ago, back when he opened up the shop, and never quite revealed where he got it from. But yeah, so it was just sort of mysterious and lying around. Exactly why?
His before him. I guess I never considered doing anything else.
I'm sick of waiting. When are we going to see some action?
It's not that bad.
Okay, they're waiting for something. Yes, yeah, we did. Yeah, way back before I was persuaded to start a series such as this. Yeah, we talked about Whiterun could have been named after the river, the White River, which is here. So Whiterun is that big Lord of the Rings looking city over there. And this is the White River, and if we're wondering why it's called the White River, further up it didn't make too much sense, but now here where we see the salmon jumping, it is a lot whiter looking. So this is probably, maybe why it's called the White River. Bunch of foamy waterfalls. Bubble of Joy, remember being proud because you already knew the name of the river. Yes, yeah. Good remembering all the important landmarks of Skyrim. So we've got the Honningbrew Meadery. I might come back here some other time. So this is Whiterun up here, which is where we'll head to now. I'll just sprint us there so we can at least chat about a few things. So what things did we want to be on the lookout for? I mean, there'll be tons of stuff to talk about, but I remember last time we were talking about how in Riverwood the someone I hear attacked by enemies music. We were talking about several of the houses were named, it would say like Hod and Gerda's house, and it would always be the male first, and we were trying to figure out whether that was just coincidence because all the males happened to have shorter names and so came first, or whether it was a males are the ones who own property, or whether it's just, you know, they both own the property but the male comes first due to sort of social hierarchy kind of a thing. So Whiterun Stables. Let's get into the city of Whiterun, and then we can there'll be plenty to see. We can talk to people, we can look at names of houses and buildings and so on. and hear some more amusing accents. What are we, an hour in? Yeah. I mean, we could just play through the entirety of Skyrim. Oh.
City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
Right. I can either bribe him with 72 gold, attempt to intimidate him with my level 1 character. I have news from Helgen about the dragon attack. That's maybe persuadable enough.
Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
Fair enough. In we go to Whiterun. So we're already getting some info here. We've got the Wind District, so the Plains District, Wind District, and Cloud District of Whiterun. I think the Plains is the lowest one. Wind, Cloud District. So like the as you can see, the town sort of goes way up on a hill. But yeah, we can see some conversations and names of...
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Alright, this is another one of these few, especially the first time you arrive to areas, you get that kind of scripted dialogue. They all have wonderful names, says Bubble of Joy. Yeah, so we had, what, Greymane and so on. Why can't I have a name that dramatic? Bubble of Joy is pretty cool, isn't it? Same. Black Sticks. This is why you have different names on the internet. This is why I'm called, what did I call myself on here? Linguistic Pixels is a, I don't know. That's not very dramatic, but it's kind of interesting at least. Anyway, what did that little conversation do for us at the start? Just got a few little few little snippets of dialogue there. What did that give us? At least you guys aren't a rock, smooth pebble. A lot of names like Alan. It means stone. There's quite a few real world names that originally mean stone, right? Black Sticks, especially with 2 X's. That gives you sort of the edgy online feel to names. Anyway, okay, let's have a wander around here. Right, what's this forgery? Not forgery. What's it called? Warmaidens is the name of this blacksmith's. But rock's rock and roll. Yeah. So, okay, again, looking for patterns in naming and here and so on here. So this is called Warmaidens. What do we think of the name Warmaidens? This is the smith here. She was being asked to make weapons in that initial conversation. What do we think of the name Warmaidens? While you're thinking or writing, I'll go and look at the names of other places. We've got Breezeholme. The Drunken Huntsman. Is this a pub? Is this an inn? Must be an inn. Severio Pelagia's house. Talking about random names now. Black Sticks, originally thinking of the Valkyries. Bubble of Joy likes Warmaidens, think it's awesome, like badass female warriors. Yeah. So, thinking back to last time, we were wondering about, with the female names coming second in all of those house names, whether women are lower in society or whatever, but having a major smithing, blacksmith place in this major town, one of the biggest in this whole region, called Warmaidens, suggests that actually, yeah, it's female warriors are not something people would look down on or anything like that, certainly.
Fancy robes. You a wizard or something?
I like some of those contextual things. So because I'm wearing these wizard robes that I found in Bleak Falls, Barrow, he comments on those and asks if I'm a wizard, which, you know, gives us a bit something about.
Still working at the Bannered Mare in the evenings, Ulfina?
Got
And
more
why
conversation.
shouldn't I? Just because I'm a Greymane doesn't mean I can't earn my own keep. I didn't mean. I'm sorry I asked.
Tensions. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's that sort of contextual dialogue that responds to how you look. So sometimes if you, when you're out in the wilderness, you can catch various diseases, and sometimes people comment on you looking sick, which is a nice cue to you realizing you have an illness. Some prejudice against Greymanes, potentially, yep. More race issues in the game. We've got Arcadia's Cauldron. That's cool. Bellathor's General Goods. Yeah, the race issues are interesting. That'll come up quite a few times. So I chose a wood elf, a Bosma. So I will occasionally get comments about being an elf. The Bannered Mare is an inn. Yeah.
It's not easy being a woman in Skyrim, I know. But stay strong, and men will come to respect you, and maybe even fear you.
What do you think of that then? So my character is also female as well, so the way she spoke to me there is because my character is female. If she said, I know it's difficult being a woman in Skyrim, but if you work hard, you can earn respect and even be feared. Can you marry me, so smooth pebble?
Of mortality, and now walk among the stars. But you were once man, aye, and as man you said, let me show you the power of Talos Storm Crown, born of the north, where my breath is long winter.
So
I breathe now in royalty and reshape this land.
So did I, Bubble Joy, I gotta say.
For you, Red Legions, for I love you. I love.
So
even as man, great Talos cherish us.
okay, I'm gonna move away so we can talk a little bit. So this enthusiastic fella is talking about Talos, which is what that statue is of, and this relates to the. I need to move further away. He's so loud. Talos, that statue there. This is when that guy said by the 8. So the 9th divine is Talos here, who was a man and ascended to divinity and so on. So this is what one of the major arguments is over in this setting, is whether Talos counts as one of the divines or not. And there's the Aldmeri Dominion, one of the factions, are basically trying to suppress Talos worship. So not just you can't call him one of the divines, you're not allowed to worship him according to them. So yeah. This is Jorvaska. There we go. There's a much less English sounding name. Jorvaska is the name of this place. This upturned Viking looking ship turned into a mead hall. It's a longhouse, yes. Yeah, basically we've got a. He's really noisy, isn't he? he can be heard from across the town. We're gonna have to venture elsewhere.
Your family's honor is important to you, but we can't afford it.
It took me weeks to find that thieves' den. I can't stop now, and I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire one, maybe 2 good men. You won't starve.
I'll put it plainly.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Outside that gate, I won't.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Very talkative, everyone.
Saphir.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
Oh,
what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Okay, so again, judgy people. Him saying, "Do you get to the Cloud District very often?" Which is that district up there that we're looking at. And says, "What do I say? Of course you don't," because presumably that's too posh up there. That is, you know, the Jarl's palace, whatever you call it, up there. So you can see this is the middle district, is the cloud, is the what did I say? The wind district, and the cloud district is the highest one up there. So what do we think of names anyway in this place? We've got Whiterun, we think is named after that river, fair enough. We've had the districts are called the Plains District, the Wind District, and the Cloud District. The palace up there is called Dragonsreach. We've got what other places have we got around here? This temple, I think, is the temple. Is this the Hall of the Dead or the Temple of Kynareth? What do we think of the names in this place?
Give me your money.
I don't have any money.
You better give me 5 septims right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose.
No, please. I really don't have any money, Brave. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just don't hit me.
10 septims tomorrow, baby Battleborn, or I'm gonna bloody your nose and your lip.
So we can see that this Battleborn and is it Greymanes? Is it Battleborn or the 2 of the families anyway? That there's Clan Battleborn's house. Their disagreements extend down to the kids.
It's no fun getting pushed around all the time. Well, I used to sneak out at night and try to tip over the big ox in the Greymane's yard. And me and Mila used to climb up on the roof of Dragonsreach and look for birds' eggs. But I don't do that stuff anymore. Father keeps catching me and then I get in trouble.
Okay.
Alright then.
So, no fun stories here. House Greymane we have here. Oh, that must be what... that must be the... what he was talking about. He used to sneak in here at night and tip this over. That's harsh, Bubble of Joy. Is this House Greymane? Anyway, what do we think of all these names here? We don't seem to have any of these such and such's house kind of names. Yeah, I assume everyone knows you're joking. Okay, right, we've got a bunch of places to look. Olava the Feeble's house, Bellathor's goods, Arcadia's cauldron. We've got Carlotta Valentina's house, Uthgerd's house, Amren's house, House of Clan Battleborn, House of Greymane, Temple of Kynareth, Jorvaska, the childless. So we can see that we don't have that A and B sort of naming style that we saw in Riverwood. We can see we've got some clan houses, so House of Clan Battleborn, so the whole family lives there, so a larger family, and then this other one, House Greymane here as well, so another large family house. So Sorry, laughing at Bubble of Joy again. We can see that some of the, but sort of to your point, we can see that some of the houses are female names. So it's one of the proposals we had last time, because of the like Hod and Gerda naming, was that maybe the males are the ones who own property and land and so on. But here we've got several houses that are single female name ownership. So so we at least know that females apparently can own property. And not only that, as we said, Warmaidens makes it sound like, you know, at least female warriors are well respected and accepted. One thing we've kind of got going here is a bit of a sky related theme, and we might think, yeah, well, it's Skyrim, but this doesn't persist across the entire game. It's very specific to this city. We've got, so the districts, you know, there was the cloud district and the wind district, and then we had what else have we got? The main place up on the hill there is called Dragonsreach, which I guess is sort of sky related in a sense. There's behind that longhouse, behind the that bird looking rock up there. Oh, we've got to go past the noisy guy.
Where my bread is long winter.
Yeah, dramatic name. Where only dragons can, Bubble of Joy suggesting where only dragons can reach because it's so high. Maybe. It's very high up, so it's more suited to dragons than to people getting up there. So this is called the Sky Forge. Yeah, you got to fly to get there. Yeah, it's so high up you need to fly. So, and then we've got the Sky Forge here. So this is the most famous dramatic forge blacksmith place in Skyrim. Is that actually flames in its eyes, or is it reflecting? Is that reflecting, or is it flames in its eyes? I'm going to climb up and see while we talk. How can I get up there? Mighty burb, yes. It is a mighty burb indeed. Oh, come on. So this sort of sky theme that we've got going on here. Oh, that's probably reflections. Big Bird's much cooler. We'll live with that. Yeah. So yeah, this whole sky theme is interesting, and it extends to so the temple that was over there called the Temple of Kynareth. Kynareth is one of these 9 or 8 divines, and is the divine of wind and rain and the heavens. So
brigands I can handle, but this talk of dragons, world's gone mad, I say.
So we've got this whole sky related theme going on in this town.
Patron of the great clan Battleborn, a name I'm sure you know well.
He's introducing himself and assuming I know who he is, so we're already getting some of his attitude there. Dragonsreach discovered. So this is Dragonsreach.
Cause trouble in Whiterun, and I'll haul you into the Dragonsreach dungeon myself.
We get lots of interesting comments from the guards, including the arrow to the knee legendary meme. So yes, Dragonsreach is pretty high up. Even from here, without going up the top, we're like really high over the city and the plains. But yes, yeah, we've got maybe this is Dragonsreach because of that sort of the idea that it's easier for dragons to reach than for humans. Lore spoiler. so a lore spoiler, there's a section at the back of Dragonsreach here, which is this huge open cavernous hall, which is open to the back there, to the way I'm facing, where they once trapped, they're said to have trapped and killed a dragon in the past. So a dragon did indeed reach this at one time and was trapped and killed here. So I think we'll wrap up in a minute. But let's have a quick look inside. I'm sure we'll get another conversation or two while we're here. I think we've got plenty that we can talk about in any and all of these cities. So, well, I'll ask you at the end. I'll ask what people prefer, whether we stick with Skyrim for one more. So we've got like a trilogy of Skyrim episodes and then move on to something else. We can always come back to Skyrim in the future, but I can get people to vote or something or whatever. So you can see the dragon skull up on the wall there.
No time for rash action.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
Who's this then?
Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
So I'm supposed to go and talk to the Jarl about dragons. We'll maybe do that next time. But you can see the dragon skull up on the wall. We have a mage guy through here who is interested in researching dragons. Can I get away with running through here? Alright, I want to see if we can reach that area I was talking about. The Great Porch. What do you think of that name then? Oh, it loaded too quickly to show off the loading screen. So this apparently is where they managed to once long ago trap a dragon and kill it, which is apparently what that skull on the wall is above the throne. So this enormous, cool looking space that is open to the world. Yeah. Smooth Pebble pointing out security's not too tight. Well, there's other parts of the castle if you try to go to that they will not be impressed and will not allow you to go. We've got plenty to explore in the future, don't we? Oh, what a table setting there. Black Stick says it's beautiful. Bubble Joy points out the draft must be terrible. Now here's a spot for some dinner. Oh yes, that'd be a pretty cool setting. Oh, maybe you know who needs to have dinner here? You know who we were trying to set up? We need to forge 2 more letters. Bubbler Joyce knows where I'm going. What was it? Sven and what was the other guy? Feindal. We need to forge 2 more letters, pretending both of the letters are from Camilla, inviting each of them here on a date, and it turns up and it's just them, and they have to sit and have a meal in this wonderful setting. Look, fires, nice red sky, mountains. What better place to end? Someone make a mod. Someone make a mod at, what was Svendal? Yes, Bubbler Joy and Black Sticks both jumping on Svendal ship name. So yes. And what did we think of the name of this specific place? Oh, you can see the giant that bar up there. That's not holding up the roof, right? That looks very much like that is to be dropped to trap a dragon, right? That isn't structural. It's being held up with a... Oh, can we release it? That would be dramatic. Wow, someone's... Oh, okay. Best not get in this way. Wattpad. Indeed. Home of the fanfic writing. Anyway, so what do we think of the name of this specific hall here, where they trapped a dragon? Is called the Great Porch. What do we think of that name? It's the last thing before we before we wrap up today. Svendalis. Any thoughts on the naming then of this? This hall was, when we entered it, so the castle overall is called Dragonsreach. Whether that's to do with what we were saying earlier about it's so high dragons can reach it more easily, or you need a dragon to reach it or something. Yeah, so Smooth Pebble saying, I thought porches referred to a kind of front garden area. Not, maybe not a garden, but a front, certainly. Porch seems to be more of an entryway. Blackstick saying, mighty name for a large place. But yeah, the Great Porch. This isn't just a porch, it's a really big one. Bubbler Joy saying, I like the idea it's a place touched by dragons. Especially if there's actually been a dragon there. Yes, yeah. If we play this for a couple hundred more hours, maybe we can get another dragon to come here. Daenerys wants to know its location. So yeah, the porch, as Smooth Pebble was saying, kind of front garden area. Not necessarily garden, but certainly the front part is a porch is like a little entryway into a building. So the fact that this is not an entryway, there's no way for a human to enter the castle from here. You can see there's no steps leading up to here. This is just a Svendal romantic dinner spot, and presumably they can have all, they can train troops and all sorts in here. It's a massive great hall. A porch, yeah, Bubbler Joy saying a porch is a place to like put your shoes. This is a lot more than that. Yes, it is. Yeah. So yes, a porch is an entryway. So the fact that it's named the Great Porch it's an entryway, but it's an entryway for dragons. It's not humans can't use this as a porch. So by calling it a porch, we're really calling to mind dragons. Porch puts you, whether you think of it as a place for your shoes or whatever, it's a place to enter a building, and there's no way for us to enter from this side. We couldn't have, well, I suppose we could have scaled the walls, but then it's hardly a porch at that point. I think there's a term for that when you use a word that's like an understatement, kind of opposite of hyperbole. Yeah, dragon arriving. Honey, I'm home, back from burning villages. Dragon porch, that's really cool. Just a dragon entryway. Yeah, kind of understatement. Yeah, what would this be exactly? I mean, it depends what the intention was. Understatement kind of does the trick to say that it's a very understated way of describing this enormous, huge entryway for dragons. Calling it a porch makes it sound almost delicate, right? The dragon is Svendal's pet. Oh no, what if a dragon attacks when they're having their romantic meal? Still only one moon. Where's the other one? But yes, it could almost be like a euphemism, right? Calling it a porch, trying to hide the fact that it's actually a dragon murder chamber. So very euphemistic to call it a porch, because a porch is like, the dragon arrives home, as you were joking about. But at the same time, yes, it's a cool name. You wander in and think, porch, huh? What? And then it's this big. A porch is usually a very little entryway leading into a bigger structure. So very cool little link to to dragons and how it's been used. Yeah. I can't scroll the chat. Scroll. Okay. Yeah. Who is that saying? Bubble of Joy. Yeah. Blackstick saying the dragon is Feindal's pet, and Bubble of Joy saying imagine our gay lovers with their pet. That's just so extra. Yeah, it's quite an extra pet. Yeah, the dragon just sitting there calmly and yeah. Yeah, Bubble of Joy pointing out, sorry, jumping back to Smooth Pebbles' comment that the dragon security guard, anyone who doesn't approve of the ship gets their house burnt down. But yeah, Bubble of Joy saying it's like, it's an entryway, but it's not an exit way. The dragon comes and never leaves. Yes, entry for dragons only. Yeah, sad way of thinking of it. A porch and not an entry exit. It's a trap. Yes, it is indeed a trap. Hence that big crossbar thing on the ceiling. But yes, yeah. Even just from this one name, calling this isn't even a place name. This is a room name. I don't think we can get much smaller than a room name. That gives us all this world building, history, lore, and this sort of association with this sort of understatement of a porch. Sounds so delicate, yet it's so huge. This sort of kind of just juxtaposition in a way of name versus physical space.
Thinking of settling in? There's a house for sale. Breeze home. You should talk to the steward up in the keep if you're interested.
Oh, we can move in if we fancy. Well, to the town, not to here. Anyway, we've got all sorts out of just this, just the name of this one room. So we've done pretty well there, haven't we? All right, we've been going a good long while. I think we should probably leave it there. Thank you everyone for joining, and helpful, interesting comments and discussion, and lots of ideas for anyone who wants to write fan fiction, but also for anyone who wants to write interesting essays, assignments, whether on this or future modules, whatever, or even just a blog post or something about some of these things we've chatted about. I think there's lots of cool things we could talk about. Okay, I think we shall fueling your creativity. Hopefully, yeah. If even just a bunch of blog posts or mods or fan fiction come out of this, that's good enough. But if we get some interesting essays and stuff, that's even better. Smooth Pebble saying, if my relationship doesn't consist of a date at sunset on Dragon's Porch and getting a pet dragon, then I don't want it. Raised your standards far too high, yeah. Anyway, okay, thank you. We shall leave it there. I'll see you next time for more explorations.